Hello, hello, hello. It is time. It is that time. It is time for your weekly Faith Project follow up. I am Candace Sims. I'm your friend. I'm your sister. I am your coach, coaching your faith to be stronger, coaching your faith to be your guiding vessel, coaching your faith to be your source of all of your strength, of all of your love, of all of your integrity, of all of your dignity and everything that you were designed to be. And thank you for allowing me to do that. I pray that all is going well with everyone. I am here to give you a short follow-up and a check-in to see how you guys are doing on week 15 as we reflect on what faith does for us in our walk, in our journey on this, in our devotion. So for week 15, faith reflects God. Faith reflects God. Last week on week 14, we talked about how faith dares. What has faith been daring you to do for the past 7 days? And how is that reflecting the God in you? I have a question for you. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you like what you see? Are you okay with what you see? Do you see some imperfections? Do you see some things that you want to change, that you are able to change? Well, I want you to take a look again. And this time, I want you to see God being reflected through your faith. Because remember on the Mount of Olives in the book of Matthew, where Jesus talked about how a mustard seed of faith can move a mountain? And we know that he is relating our problems to mountains. Now, if you look in a mirror and your reflection poses a problem to you, well, we know how to speak to that problem. We know how to start working on that problem. We know how to move that mountain. And Jesus tells us all it takes is a mustard seed of faith. So now let me ask you that question again. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see a reflection of God in you through your faith? That's your faith in action. Learn to put your faith in action. When you get up tomorrow morning or before you go to bed, if you are a type of person that will brush your teeth before you go to bed looking in the mirror, I want you to think about what you see when you look in the mirror. I want you to think about how much you see your faith and God's reflection in that, because faith reflects God. For the past 14 weeks, we've been talking about how we're strengthening our faith. We all have faith. Some of our faith isn't as strong as others, and that's okay, because you're on this journey in a way that you're pacing yourself. You're pacing yourself. It's not a race. You're not trying to catch up to anyone. You're not trying to catch up to your pastor. You're not trying to catch up to your spouse. You're not trying to catch up to a sibling. You're not trying to catch up to me. You are on this journey with your hand locked into God's unchanging hand, creating and producing the faith that you need so that you can continue on this assignment in life. The scripture reference that we have for this week is coming out of Exodus chapter 34, verse 6 through 7. And I love this passage. I love this. I love how they're using this. They're going all the way back to the book of Exodus, the second book in the Bible that was written. And it's talking about how God is maintaining his love to thousands, thinking about us, foretelling how he's going to have a relationship with us that back then we weren't even thought of. But God knew. He thought about us. He knew we were going to need his compassion. He knew we were going to need his love, and he knew it was going to have to be abounding in our lives, so that whenever we're sharing our faith to others, they're seeing an image of God in us that will give them the hope that they can have a reflection of God in themselves. And isn't that what it's all about? That's what it's all about. The Lord, the compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, maintaining love to thousands, and forgiving wickedness, rebellion, and sin. Always. Weren't they such a rebellious people back in Exodus? Exodus is all about God leading his people out of the land of Egypt. A 2-week trip that took 40 years because of rebellion. But he stuck with them. He stuck by them. He wasn't a taskmaster over them. He didn't force them to follow him. It was because of their stubbornness that it took that long to be led out of a land that would never, ever, ever be their own. Let's not repeat the same mistakes that the Israelites did. Let's love up on God. Let's love upon ourselves. Let's love upon our brothers and sisters in such a way that it grows our faith, that it magnifies our faith, that it shows such a vivid reflection of who God is in our lives through our faith. And then the last thing I want to remind you of this week is, in my notes here, I put, the Lord abounds in faithfulness to us. Faith without limits. It's limitless. So what that means is, if you're failing, or if you feel like you're failing, you don't have to wait till the beginning of the week to start again. You don't have to wait till Sunday. You don't have to wait till Monday. You don't have to wait till the first of the month to start again. You can start right now, right after this video ends, because that's what God is waiting for you to just surrender it all to him. It's never, ever, ever too late. I love you guys. I am praying for you guys. I am pulling for you guys. And I cannot wait to see you guys on Sunday to explore week 16, where we'll be talking about how faith moves mountains. To God be the glory.